Students, good morning. Today in this session, I am going to explain about metals and non-metals topic. Now, the metals and non-metals, this chapter is allotted in our 8th standard. Students generally, means obviously we know about that metals and non-metals. In our daily life, we are using various purposes. That means we have to use the metals in that various purpose. Various metals are used in that of various purposes. We know previous days, that means in earlier days, our early people were used that different purpose, especially in copper element and next in the iron element and next in the aluminum. So these are the most important metals they were using that at that time. Now, if we are talking about this one, so first of all, what is the importance of metals? Where we have used that metals? Okay, friends. And what are the important the non-metals? That means how can you classify the metals and non-metals? So actually, in our entire periodic table, we have till this date we have 118 elements. You know that one. Out of 118 elements, for our convenience, into the two types. One is the metal elements and next is the non-metal elements. Okay, students. Now in the total periodic table, out of 118 elements, these elements were arranged in a different manner. That means 18 groups and next in the 7 periods. So periods means from left to right, groups means from top to bottom. Okay, top to bottom vertical lines and next in the left to right or horizontal rows. So the total elements are existing. The total elements are arranged in that 18 groups, and the next one is the top 18 groups, and next one is the top 7 periods. Okay, students. So these are the elements. So for our convenience, we have to talk about that. Okay, general properties of that elements. Okay, students. General properties of that elements. So in this case, in the general properties of these elements are that now here now the metals are classified into the two types, metal elements and next the non-metal elements. So what are the general properties of metals, and the next one is the top non-metal elements. Okay, students. Metals and next one is the top non-metal elements. So in case of metals and non-metals, so first of all we will talk about metals. What is meant by metal, and what is the non-metals, and what are the metallites. So in periodic table, first A and the next one is the top second A group elements, and total D block and F block elements are occupies the more space for the metals. So that means metals are occupies the largest space in that entire periodic table. We know few metals those are gases. Okay, and next one the some more metals are that non-metals. So here especially now if you take the first A group elements, the second A group element, that means lithium, barium, now first one is the lithium, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, first A group elements. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium, these are called as second A group elements. Okay, students. Now that means metal means how can you define the metal? Metal is defined as the ability of element which lose the electrons is called as a metal element. Okay, students. Now that means metal is defined as the element is able to donate electrons. The tendency of an element which lose the electrons and which donate the electrons, now that property for that metal element. Okay, students. Now we should take that first A group elements and the second A group elements and the next one is third A group elements. First A group elements means hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So these are the first A group elements. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium, these are the second A group elements. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium, these are the third A group elements. Now that means these are able to donate electrons. First A group elements donate the electrons, one electron. Now the second A group elements donate 2 electrons, the third A group elements donate 3 electrons. Okay, students. Now here the first A group element, the ability of first A group element should lose the 1 electrons. So that means losing tendency is the metal character. Okay, students. What about non-metals here? Non-metal means the elements now which are ready to take the electron. The tendency of an atom which gain the electrons. Okay, students. The tendency of an atom which gain the electrons. So that is called as a non-metal elements. Now especially non-metal elements are located from third A group to next one is that of seventh A including zero group elements. Especially you should take from that fourth A group elements. Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Okay, these are them. And the next one is that nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, strontium, bismuth. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. Okay, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Okay. Now, for example, you should take the fifth A group elements, and next one is the sixth A group elements, and next one is the seventh A group elements. Okay, seventh A group elements means fluorine family, fluorine, chlorine. Okay, this means bromine and iodine, and next the astatine. Now here sixth A means oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and next is the polonium. Now here nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, strontium, and next is the bismuth. Okay, friends. Now the tendency of these elements, that means the tendency of the non-metal elements to gain the electrons to get a stability or to get a nearest noble gas configuration. Now we know nitrogen atomic number 7. Okay, students. Now it takes 3 electrons, then it attains the nearest noble gas configuration. Which element is the near to the nitrogen? Neon element. What is the atomic number of neon? 10. Okay, students. What is the atomic number of nitrogen? 7. So when it gains the 3 electrons, it attains that it attains that nearest noble gas configuration. So that means non-metal elements are always ready to gain the electrons to get the stability. Metals also same. In case of metals, all metal elements are ready to lose the electrons to get that stability purpose. Okay, friends. So these are the metallic and next the non-metallic properties. So nitrogen gain the 3 electrons. Okay, friends. Oxygen gain 2 electrons. Next 7th A group elements means now it gain the only 1 electron. Okay, now it gain the 1 electron near to that of neon. It gain the 2 electrons. Now that it is that neon. It gain the 3 electrons. It is that okay, friends, neon. So these are the metals and next the non-metals properties. Now here I will talk about that. Now the parallelly both characters. That means I should mention that metallic property and next the non-metallic character. Okay, friends. I should explain each and every property of metals and next in the non-metals by using these concepts, by using the following concepts. Now, what is the physical properties of metals and next in the non-metals? And next one, melting point and next in the boiling point of metals and non-metals. And hardness nature of that metals and non-metals. Next, the tensile strength. Okay, students, that means tensile strength means combining capacity. That means now the some elements hold to higher weights. Some elements does not hold to higher weights. Okay, so that means you should take the iron metals. Iron metals are always appear. Iron metals are always prepared in the larger sizes. But you should take the non-metal metals. Now they are not having that much of tendency to hold together as a larger composition. So that's why now that property is the tensile strength. Next one the densities. Okay, students. Now in case of densities, now we have the some elements have the more density. That means iron 7.2 like that, and next the phosphorus 3.2 point something. Like that means that is the density difference. Depends upon that weight like that. Okay, students. Malleability character, and next the ductility property, and next the lusterness character, and heat and electrical conductivity. Okay, friends, heat and electrical conductivity. And last one is the sonority. Now the sonority or sonority means sound producing nature. That means now here these are that means all these properties illustrates about the general natures of that metals and next one that of non-metal elements. Okay, friends. Now first of all we will talk about that physical properties of metals index in the non-metal elements. So what are the physical appearance? That means now the elements are appear in the nature, or elements are appear in the universe like which type of states? Already we know that one. That means now the metals are always existing in the top solid states. Okay. Now the solids means closely packed structure, connecting with each other, okay, attached with each other, okay, there is no gaps in between the solid metals, okay. Now here the physical states of the metals means metals are always solids, okay friends. Now here metals are always solids, okay. Now that means metal is existing in that solid state, but each and every property now it has some exceptions, okay. For example, if you are talking about the solid physical states of metals and next the physical state of non-metals. Now the non-metals are always existing in the top solid state, and next one is the liquid state, and next one is the top gas state, okay students, gas state. Now but metals are existing only in solid state in some times or some cases, now they are also existing at liquid state, okay students. So this one is the okay. Now this one is the top metal, CC metal, CC metal. Now these metals are existing in the liquid state. Some metals are existing in the top liquid state. Okay. Now here, whatever it may be, however, the final concept is that metals are existing in the solid formations. Okay. And the non-metals are existing in the three physical states: solid state, liquid state, next the gaseous state. Okay, students. But the metals are existing in the top solids. You should take the any metal element, especially trans elements, copper, iron, nickel, zinc, like that. Okay, whatever you should, whatever you take, those are existing in that. Okay, students. Now that metal state. Okay, now here, now that is the metal state. Okay, students. Metal states. So that means physical state. Here the metals, you should take the liquid state metal. For example, if you take gallium is existing in that liquid state. Okay, so we know already each and every metal in that solid state, but here only now this is the exception for that. What about this one here? Gallium element. Gallium is the metal element, but it is existing as that liquid state. So these type of exceptions should be okay, appears in that number of times in these properties. Okay, students. Now here solid state, liquid state, and next in the gas state. In case of solid state, you should take the carbon. Okay, students. Carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur. So these are the, what about this? These elements are existing in that solid states. And you should take that bromine is the liquid element. Okay, now bromine is the liquid. And gases means Cl2 gas. Okay, friends. So these are the gaseous state elements. So that means, according to my opinion, now here the physical states of metals and non-metals means the metals are always existing in the top okay solid state, but some exceptions, some metals existing in the top. What about this one here? Now that is the liquid state. So for example, gallium. And next one is we will talk about the melting point and next the boiling point of that elements. Now here melts means solid is converted to the top or liquid, is the melting. Okay, melting process. And next one is the top. What about this one is friends here? Boiling point. That means liquid converted to the top of vapor, that is the boiling point. Now here in case of melting point, it is the boiling point of metals and non-metals. Now here I will write separately metals and next one is the of non-metal elements. So this side first I will take the metals this side, and next one is this side is the non-metals. Okay, students. So these are the non-metal elements and next the metal elements. So first of all, now the metal melting point of metals and next the boiling point of metals. Now here you should take that each and every metal element which has the very hard in nature. Okay, students, hard in nature. So due to the hard character, now that is closely packed character, now these elements has highest melting and is the highest boiling point. Okay, students. Now you know all that means it depends upon that nature of hardness. Now you should take that some more elements, lithium element, sodium element, potassium element. So sodium, lithium, potassium, these elements exhibit the low melting points, but you should take that iron element is that iron, and next one is that what about some copper. Now the iron exhibit as that now the highest melting point is 1530 okay, degrees Celsius, and this one is the 1000 and next one the 80 degrees Celsius. So these are the highest melting points for the top particular elements. Okay students. Now here for the metal category or in the case of metals, now the metals exhibit the highest melting point. Now for example, if you take the iron element, iron has our iron melting point is now that the 1530 degrees centigrade. Okay students. And the copper melting point is 1080 degrees centigrade. But here in this case non-metals. Okay students. In case of non-metal, actually few elements should take the phosphorus element and sulfur elements. Now its melting point is 119 degrees centigrade like that. Okay. So these elements exhibit the very low melting points. But here you know allotropic form of carbon. Okay students. Allotropic form of carbon existing in that carbon allotrope means carbon element exists in the different forms. Diamond, you know that diamond, graphite, Buckminster fullerene, coal, tar like that. Okay. But here the graphite has that highest melting point, but the graphite comes under non-metal element. Okay, graphite comes under non-metal, but that exhibits the 3700 melting point like that. Okay, now 3700. But actually it is a greater melting point, but it is comes under non-metal element. But here if you take the non-metal elements of sulfur and phosphorus are exhibited, I'll show them low melting points. Metals are basically okay having that high melting points. Okay students. Now these are the melting point character of that okay melting point and boiling points of metals, and next the non-metal elements. Okay students, that will be clear. And next property of this is the hardness character. So here hardness means now the metal elements are more harder nature. That means due to the arrangement of that particles. But non-metals are that very soft in nature. Okay, that means softness means you should cut those metals with the knife also. But here in case of metals, now the metals does not ready to, that means metals are not able to cut with a knife, so that is the hard character of that one. But in case of non-metals also you should take the diamond. Diamond is the precious element, we know that one. Now it is used in that jewelry. Okay students. So but in case of diamond, diamond has that highest toughest okay substance. Already I said to you boron, that means boron hydrate, boron nitride, aluminum nitride, silicon carbide, that means that is the what about the students here diamond. So I already explained to you order, that is the that means the substance name is that don't worry, the substance name is that hardness character. Okay students, hardness character, abrasive nature, yes, abrasive nature, and the boron nitride, and it's the aluminum nitride. Okay so next in the diamond, and last one is the silicon nitride. So that is the hardness of the substance. So as the same way, now here diamond is the non-metal element, but it has a higher hard in nature. Okay students. And next property is the top high tensile strength. Okay students. And next property for that one is the high tensile strength. So what is meant by high tensile strength? Now the holding nature of elements. Okay, now that means now the high tensile strength means in first we will check that tensile strength in the metals and tensile strength in that non-metal okay na elements. Okay na non-metals. Tensile strength in the metals and next in the tensile strength in that non-metal elements. Now that means what is meant by tensile strength? Now the elements which are hold in a larger weights. Okay students. The tendency of an element, the tendency of an element which is okay, holds in that larger amount or larger weight, that is called as tensile strength property. Okay students, that is the tensile strength property. But here in this case If you take that any iron sheet, iron metal, aluminum sheets, aluminum metals, so these elements, for example, iron element or it may be aluminum elements, so these are in that very high tensile strength. But you should take these elements, and now the you should take that phosphorus element or it may be sulfur element. Now these are having that very low tensile strength. Okay, students, very low tensile strength. That means very low tensile strength means you should take the graphite also, or you should take the another non-metal elements. Very low tensile strength means they are not they are constructed, they are not staying at bulk form. That means bulk formation. But we know, students, in our daily wise life, we across the number of times some wagons are okay. That means some wagons are took that large size material on that vehicles. So due to the now that property that metal should be constructed by that now that is the high tensile strength. Okay, students, high tensile strength. So this is the tensile strength property in between the top metals and in the non-metals. Okay, students. And next one is the densities properties. So if we will talk about the densities, now here according to density property, metals has the greater in densities, and next one is the non-metals are that lesser in density. Okay, now the iron has that highest density, that is 7.8 gram per centimeter cube, and here now that is the sulfur or maybe phosphorus, now its density is 2.0 gram per centimeter cube. Okay, students, now already we know another board. Okay, how much difference should be here? Now it has the very lot of difference is present in between the density of the metal elements and the non-metal elements. Okay, students. So these are the differences between the top densities of the metals and the top non-metals. Okay, students. And next properties are that very important properties. Those properties are the malleability and it's the ductility property, lusterness, and heat and electrical conductivity and sonority property. Now these are the really, now these properties are daily wise in our higher educations. Each and every concept, that means especially physics concept and the chemistry concept, we across these things, especially physics and the chemistry. So malleability property, what is the malleability property, and what is the ductility property, and what is the lusterness property, next what is the heat and electrical conductivity, and next one the sonority property. Now here malleability means the metal which is converted or which is that means which is converted to the top sheet by hammering. Okay, friends. Now you take the any metal by hammering with the by hammering. Now the metal is drawn into the top sheets. Okay, friends. Metals are converted into the top sheets by hammering. That phenomena is called as that malleability property. Okay, friends. Malleability property. Now here we have the iron and it's the aluminium and it's the copper. Okay, you should take these elements. So these elements are having especially you should take the aluminium oil. Okay, aluminium. You should take the iron. Now the iron means it has the highest malleability property. That means the metal which is drawn into sheet by hammering. Okay, friends. The metal elements which are drawn. For example, so according to my opinion, so this one is the, of course, so this one is the metal element. Okay, now we are hammering with or we are hitting by that some force now which is connected to the top. So like that this type of sheet. So the metals are converted into, the metals are drawn into thin sheets. Now that is called as that malleability property. Okay. Now the copper and next one the and gold, silver. So these are that having highest malleability property. Okay, friends. Now there is the malleability nature, and non-metals are having that now there is low malleability properties. Okay, non-metals are that low malleability property. Next one is the ductility property. What is meant by ductility? Now here ductility means the metals which are pulled into wires. The metals which are converted into wires. Okay, students. Now that is the thin wires. The metals which are converted into thin wires, that property is called as that ductility nature. Okay. Another is the ductility nature. So in case of aluminum oil in our household, okay, things we are using that in the electrical instruments. Now the several times we saw number of times now that silver, that means aluminum oils also. Okay, now aluminum foils like that. So they are exhibit for that ductility characteristics. Okay, ductility character. And next one is the lusterness property. Okay, or lusterness character. Lusterness character means shiny characteristics. Okay, they appear shiny. Okay, they appear shiny property. That means they look very shiny property. But some elements does not appear in that shining property. We are observing. Okay, we are observing students in the daily life. Now, especially each and every aluminum prepared metals.